Auf Platz 73, der Wanderer Wayne Jones. Wayne Jones fordert einen neunfachen Major Champion heraus. Aktuell die Nummer 8 der Welt. Er spielt ein tolles Jahr, hat schon 3 Turniere in 2019 gewinnen können. The Machine, James Wade.
The European champion James Wade steps on stage for his last 16 clash with Wayne Jones, a man who finds himself on the final day of a European tour for just the second time in just over a year, having beaten a seeded player on the Euro Tour for the first time in 4 years. Last time he was at this stage, he benefited from a bye when Dave Chisnell was unable to compete. The veteran, the Wanderer from Wolverhampton, takes on the Machine from Aldershot. World Series final winner, of course. He's fresh from being in Australia and New Zealand, although a disappointing time was had by Wadey, losing his first game on 2 occasions in the Australian leg. So he did have a semi-final in New Zealand. Came through with a typical Wade display, a 6-2 victory against Bradley Brooks, but one where he was tested repeatedly and just kept standing up to that pressure. Whereas Wayne Jones has already taken out Jeffrey Desvon and Nathan Aspinall with some solid displays, low to mid-90s averages. Is that going to be enough against Wadey? It's very difficult to tell. We're going to find out now.
James to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see the approach of this game for Wayne. He's been around a very long time, and he's been around since Wadey started within the BD. I think people tend to forget that he actually started there. He went to Lakeside, didn't create time of it, then switched quickly to the PDC.
100.
Wayne has seen careers come and go for the best part of 30 years. And he's
60.
Rejuvenated. I've spoken to him a lot this weekend. And he's been doing a lot of exercise. He looks as good now as he has done in quite a few years for me. And I think when players start to get energy from something else they do, and with Wayne it's walking, I think having that extra energy is valuable.
It won't do you any harm.
140.
He's got a very real chance of breaking the Wade throw early on in this contest.
Wayne Jones is one of those players
100.
who doesn't tend to change a lot, but I'd probably advocate for a change of flights. It looks like he's left them at the bottom of the hamster cage again.
83. Wayne, you require
Some players are superstitious when they're practicing. Well, they don't want to change them. Doesn't matter how bad they are.
The 1-2-1 checkout, which has been something of a running theme for
44.
Wayne Jones this
James, you
weekend.
require
Doesn't go for him
123.
this time. 1, 2, 3. Not going to go for James Wade.
Just see from the lips of Wadey there
83.
what he's thinking.
Wayne, you require
Dart
77.
players constantly think with numbers. Whatever they're throwing is natural. All they need to know are numbers. He said to himself after that it was 114. And Wayne said tops there, and that was right in the middle.
Second leg, Wayne 2, throw first. Game on.
Solid looking 15 darter, and Wayne Jones does break the European champion's throw to take the lead.
Of course, Wayne could have been European champion himself.
He could. Made the final of the European Championship.
180.
And it's the second 180 already for the Wanderer. Yeah, you go to 2010 when that happened. 2010, the same year, where these two met in the semi-finals of the Grand Slam of darts.
Oh, that was a good tournament.
Oh, it's James Wade going on to make the final.
83.
Lost out to, was it Scott Waits?
Scott Waits, yeah. I remember the walkouts for Wayne that week. So he was walking to High Ho Silver Lining, and that crowd was bouncing.
Yeah. In his home city, Hampton, of course.
Yeah, when he famously got the bus to every game. It's a nice luxury to have. No cabs. Well, these days he'd probably walk. No, he hopped on the bus with his shirt on a hanger. I think he'd dearly love to be at the Grand Slam again, and he does have that opportunity, of course. There is a qualifier coming up in October.
And he could be going there in some form.
100.
Who's to say he can't? I'm not going to see anything. What he does want, though, is an opportunity to play at the Worlds, and that is an ongoing task for him. This
60.
weekend has helped. He still has work to do. If he can go deep here today, it will help him not just for the Worlds, but for his tour card status as well.
Didn't need to use the bull route. But it doesn't matter because Wayne Jones pins the 95 on the bullseye. Wade not even down to a finish, and the Wanderer doubles his advantage.
Should we just start calling him the show-off?
Oh. Bit flashy, wouldn't it? Maybe you just assumed Wade would be on a finish.
It's not his usual thing to do that. He'd usually just lay up for 32. But, hey, if it works.
60.
Yeah, Wayne Jones right now, 73 in the world. He's roughly, give or take a few extra quid, 30,000 points and pounds
91.
behind number 64, which at this point is Mark Webster. Another player who is fighting for his career and his consecutive amount of years on the tour.
100.
Wayne, of course, came back to the tour via the Challenge Tour. And after what happened at last year's World Championships, who's to say that we won't have a few players making a real run for it in December?
Yeah, well, it's certainly a fascinating period. We've got a handful of players' championship events to come. Some in quick succession, 2 midweek.
Well, they're going to be huge for one guy in particular, Mervyn King. Looking at a 13-year consecutive streak at the Grand Prix. It is now under threat. If he doesn't do well during the week because he's not in Risa,
99.
he ain't going to be in Dublin.
Yeah, and he likes that because he can go and play golf.
Yeah, golf course on the complex. Well, what could you want?
As well as a man who, of course, made the final
60.
of the World
James, you
Grand
require
Prix.
114.
Now, Wayne Jones, for once, is not on a finish. James Wade's looking to go out. He can't find the 54. No matter how close you get to it, James, it's still not in. So back to the 20s.
58.
It'd be really funny if you just took the 2 darts out and said, right, I'll take it.
Oh, hello. Some pressure here.
135. James, you require 56.
Tops.
Game
Oh,
shot the
lovely
third
little
leg.
caress
James Wade.
from Dart
Off
2.
Wayne 2
A nod of
for fifth.
approval from this
Game
German audience.
Yeah, standard Wade behaviour. You're familiar with
100.
international recording artist Adele?
Yes.
Paul Nicholson. Now, I believe her first record that made it big was Someone Like You. It became #1
100.
the 27th of March 2011. A long while ago now. That is the last time Wayne Jones beat James Wade. That long ago. He's lost his last 7 over 8.5 years.
Is that in Crawley?
It was in Crawley, you're right.
I think I won that day.
Really? Was it the Adele fact that tipped you off?
It could have been.
Let's have a little look. It was in Crawley. And the winner that day... No, you made the final and lost to Wes Newton.
I won the previous day. I nearly got the double. Lost to Wes Newton in the final.
Again.
So what else is new?
91. Wayne, you require 100.
Good lead from Wadey. But good positioning and good scoring from Wayne Jones. This has been a very stellar performance from him. And he's averaging over was averaging over 100.
James, you require 170.
And he may have just handed James Wade a fantastic chance to win this leg, even not at this visit. Oh, he's found it.
How did that go in?
Oh,
get the fishing rod out.
James Wade.
How did that second dart go in?
Fifth leg James to throw first.
He went for the
Game
right-hand side of the bed. I think he's had as good a deflection on that as he did on the tops in the previous leg.
Well, another
140.
170, a third this weekend. James Wade, the provider on this occasion. It gets him back level when Wayne Jones had just eased the pressure on him, but it might have had to go still.
I think it did.
140.
How did you put it in the previous leg? Standard Wade behaviour.
Standard Wade behaviour. Look, he gets a chance, he takes it out. It's going to be last dart, and I mean that's when you're playing certain players and they go out last dart, you think,
60.
thought it was in there. But with James Wade, you're just expecting it to have. If he's got 56, 76, 96, 100, 103, 110, you just think they're going to go, and it must be demoralising as a player.
It is, because you'd much rather be beaten by a guy who hits the double first dart. Let's say he's on tops and he just pings it first dart every time. You think, well, that's really good. But if he constantly hits it third, it's just, you've got that little bit of hope.
Wayne Jones might feel the hope ebbing away because he started much better than James Wade in this match, but Wade has dragged his average up from the 80s towards the 100 mark. And just seems to have found himself a little bit of rhythm.
James, you require 48.
And at the minute, James Wade is favourites to produce an 8th consecutive victory over Wayne Jones and to book his place
James Wade. In
the quarter-finals of the European Darts Matchplay, a tournament which he has won before. Won it when it was held in Hamburg 2 years ago. Sorry, 3 years ago. Beat Dave Chisnell in the final.
100.
If you were to say to Wadey right now that he'd won this tournament before, he wouldn't know. Because the way he operates is, wake up in the morning,
60.
He'll ask someone, when am I playing, where am I playing, how do I get there? Simplifies everything. He doesn't want to know about who's on form, he doesn't want to know statistics.
60.
He gets on the stage and he just plays.
Yeah, he's not a numbers man, he's not a stats man. He's a guy who... he just quite likes the battle.
140.
He is... he doesn't care if he wins with an 88 average or 108 average. Because within that 88 average, you know there's going to be some little moments where James Wade has found 2 great visits back-to-back at a crucial time. That's what he does. And he produced a great visit there
100.
to level the match up.
Yeah, he's also one of those dart players that isn't invested in giving other players hugs and any other form of
100.
well, gesticulation, really. You get the forced hug from Mensah Suljovic. You get one of those whether you like it or not, really.
Yes.
You can get a kiss on the cheek from Adrian Lewis, but Wadey will give you a little handshake, and he'll say, "When do I play next? Can I go home yet?"
Yeah, and James Wade is not, I mean, as befits a man who has won the vast number of major titles.
James, you require
won 4
101
ranking titles this year. Single one. Standard Wade behaviour. Wading extraordinaire as he makes it 4 on the spin, and Wayne Jones doesn't have an answer.
James 2, so first, game on.
But James Wade will acknowledge, when Taylor was around, he called him the governor. He said, I know he's the best player in the world, but I'll tell you what,
136.
Irrespective of what anybody else says, behind Taylor, I'm the man. And his results kind of back that up for a long while.
He was right.
Nowadays, he will acknowledge Michael van Gerwen, probably the best player on the planet, but he is beatable. He knows he can beat him. Has beaten him in some big games. But even though he is closer to 10 in the world rankings than number 1, he is a firm believer that pretty much everybody else in the world is not got what it takes compared to him. He believes that when he's at it, if he gets things right, gets his head right, gets his preparation right, he can and will beat anybody in the world, even when he doesn't. I mean, he has been quite vocal the last couple of years at the match play in calling out certain players, Whitlock one of them, just saying, I'm a better player than him. Well, at the time, didn't look like it in terms of the performances of the titles. In fact, Whitlock won the game.
Wadey's feeling very comfortable right now.
Ha! Not what he was after. Wanted another 25.
82.
But he'll be fine with that. Wayne seems to have lost his scoring shoes. But James is almost in the second phase of his career for me.
100. James,
no longer a young player. He's a seasoned professional. Double 2 needed. Right next to... Oh, he's going to bust it.
No score.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
I can see the logic to that.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get left in the madhouse.
140. James, you require 8.
I think that's a sensible choice.
Games on the 7th
professional, sensible choice. And you know what? It underlines what you're saying. He didn't care about stats. Some players would be like, oh, I don't want to bust it here and like knock a few points off me out. Just win now. But he's taken a sensible, pragmatic decision.
There's a fine line between being
100.
really good at darts and very stubborn, or doing a professional thing and making the right choice. James Wade did it right there.
43.
Last night I saw Willie O'Connor need double 4, and as he was addressing the board, he didn't like how he felt. The dart didn't fall into his fingers correctly, and most players would have just thrown it anywhere. But he withdrew,
140.
he reset himself, and he threw that dart into double 4 about 3 or 4 seconds later. And I thought, hang about, Willie O'Connor is really in this now. He's really
60.
switched on to this game. And right now I feel that James Wade has done an amazing thing since he was 2-0 down.
Well, 5 legs on the spin. James Wade upped his game after going 2-0 down, but Wayne Jones wasn't able to sustain that 100 average from the first couple of legs. And it looks like Jones is going to miss out on a place in the final session of the European Tour for the first time since 2013. Oh, is it another 1-2-1 for Jones?
96.
He will be back. And if he is denied a win in this game by Wade, he will be on £5,000 in the European Order now, which means that he will have to qualify for Gibraltar and make the final to make Göttingen.
21.
James Wade could not have left a finish from where he was. But after a lackluster start in the leg, he can't miss now.
123. Wayne, you require 4.
1, 2, 3 to leave tops. Wayne Jones mucking about on double 2. Is he going to the right? He's going up to the top now.
No score.
And Wayne Jones
you require 40.
Was 350 points clear in this leg.
20.
And he's very nearly lost
When
it.
you require 4.
20 points away from victory. Wayne Jones has now put him 501 points from victory. That's the beautiful thing about this game.
Well, with the throw in this leg, would have the throw in the last leg decider as well.
Yeah, it's been a good game from James. 5 legs in a row against anybody on the tour is a great achievement.
100.
And if he does get over the line here, he will play Johnny Clayton. He has played on the European Tour this year already.
100.
Oh, Wade, former winner on the Europe Tour, not only in this event, but in Gibraltar as well. Of course, Gibraltar coming
100.
up in a couple of weeks' time. That'll be the final European Tour event of the year. Well, 3 weeks' time, in fact.
I'll be very interested to see if Dyson Peroni qualifies. He's been running his mouth a little bit on social media.
Oh, what's new?
Maybe it's time for him to put up.
Well, probably, because I don't think he's going to shut.
If you were going to pit him against somebody, who would you pit him against?
I'd like to see Michael van Gerwen versus Dyson Peroni Part 2. Because Dyson,
60.
not only did he end up getting fined at the end of the weekend for his excessive celebrations, I didn't think they were excessive, but it was deemed to be excessive. But he actually missed darts to beat Michael van Gerwen in what would have been the most
97.
incredible result we've ever seen at the Gibraltar Dart Trophy, one of the long-running European Tour events and venues, the Victoria Stadium. 105 scored by James Wade, gets him down to finish where he does not need the bullseye.
54. Doesn't get it.
James, you require 118.
Second best prize. He may be going home. And Wayne Jones is just coming back into this match after losing 5 in a row. He's looking to get 2 in a row for himself and still staying with a shout.
Games on the ninth
now then.
Wayne Jones.
A break of
10th
throw,
leg,
Wayne Jones
so
now throwing to
game
level
on.
the match. How often do you see it when James Wade, he builds up a lead and then it's almost like he takes his foot off the gas because he's just bored. And that leg had that sort of feel about it.
There was a time where James Wade, in a last leg shootout, there was nobody on the planet I would have backed more than James Wade against anyone. He just always found something brilliant at the end of a really long match.
It's that dark arts of match play darts that James Wade is an absolute ninja at.
100.
When you need a big shot at the right time or a big checkout, then he can put it out the bag. And it might come after 3 legs of seemingly just coasting along because he thinks, well, I'm not really in danger, I'm 2 or 3 legs clear. Oh, he's coming back at me. Oh, it's level. Oh, hang on, we're in a last leg decider. Oh, I'll focus now. And then he does, and that's it. And just when you think you've got James Wade,
85.
that's when he puts 2 or 3 fantastic visits back to back, and he takes the game away from you right at the death. And you can see it happening here. You could completely see
100.
that coming to pass over the next 5 minutes.
What's the best last leg of a match you've ever seen?
I don't think it was a last leg decider, but it was close when Barney at the Champions League had left a finish after 9 and Mensah took out a 160 to win it.
140.
For his win or something with 11-9.
I like when Lloydie finished a tournament with a 9-darter against Dennis Priestley. Wayne Jones needs this tops to extend to the last leg. And Wayne Jones has rebounded. And we are in that last leg decider. What has Wadey got in his pockets?
For so long, James Wade
140.
arch exponent of the last leg victory. Wayne Jones has battled back, 5-2 down to give himself a chance, but he cannot afford any mistakes.
Notice as well, Wade's a one of those
55.
players who doesn't do the fist bump before the he just wants to get on with it. Right, we shook hands at the start. I won't shake again until it's over.
It's the focus thing. He's there to do his job, and his job at the minute is win this leg of shots. He can shake people's hands at the end.
140.
I have no real problem with that.
I don't either. Good counting from Wade, using the 19s from 306. It was the right play. Just fails with dart 3 to get to a finish. Wayne Jones needs a treble.
60.
Doesn't get one. Still relying on a miss from James.
Well, one treble from James gets into a very weighty finish.
100.
And that's exactly what he's got. And James Wade might be about to take out a finish just over the ton for a 15-darter on throw in the last leg decider, having led by 3 legs and let his opponent get back into it. I mean, it could not be any more James
60.
Wade. This is the James Wade experience that you're undergoing.
Yeah, look it up in a dictionary. Well, interestingly enough, he didn't go for the 54.
70. When you
But
require
he's left tops.
160.
Wow. To derail the James Wade experience. Another one in there. The Wanderer's got a match dart. Oh, my!
140.
Oh,
James
Wayne
require
Jones,
40.
so close.
Wade on 10s. Why is he creating the angle? That's why! Oh, a genius shot at double 10. Wayne Jones so close. And why did he go for the angle? Because he knew he was going to hit it.
Oh, my word. James Wade breathes a sigh of relief. He let Wayne Jones come back at him and then nearly had the victory wrenched away by a stunning 160 checkout that just landed a little bit short. The Wanderers run comes to end in the last 16. The European champions Wade will face the Ferret in the quarterfinals at the European Darts Matchplay as he looks to retain the title he won 3 years ago in Hamburg.
Mit einem guten Auftritt in Mannheim und James Wade ist im Viertelfinale und trifft auf den Waliser Johnny Clayton. So, einmal X weg. James, congratulations. Welcome to the quarter. It's getting interesting now. The match was a roller coaster, wasn't it? 2 legs in front for Wayne. And
strange match, you know. I think I should have had it done with way before it was. And the ironic thing is, Wayne had a dart to beat me. But you know, I got a lucky double 10 and moving onwards and upwards.
yeah. Is reaching the last session the first goal you have when you come to a European Tour event?
I think we all want to reach the last session. We all want to reach the latter stages, you know. And unless you do that, you know, it's a wasted trip. You want to give a lot to the crowd, and until you do that, it's, you know, you're not doing your job properly.
Okay. What is your routine now? Do you go back to the hotel? Do you stay here?
Well, I'm always hungry, as you can see.
Same with me. See you later. Thank you very much. James Wade. Der muss erst mal am Essen.